Recently, I have shared my top 5 tracks for sim racing beginners. Now, with so many racing games available out there in the market, you can just imagine just how many cars there are available for players to just take it out on the track for a spin. But there are only a few cars that are well suited for beginners due to their easy handling and ease of access without a paywall or a DLC. That said, here are my top 5 cars for sim racing beginners. First up is the Toyota 86 or the Subaru BRZ, depending on the game. We'll just call it the Toyota 86 from here. The Toyota 86 has made many appearances in racing games recently and is frequently one of the earliest cars that you could get right away in the game, in games such as Gran Turismo where you have to buy it, but it is also available as a base content on Assetto Corsa and Project Cars, so you could drive it right away. Next up is the Mazda MX-5 or the Miata or the Mazda Roadster, depending on what you like to call it. It's a little sports car that could. Like the Toyota 86, the Mazda MX-5 is one of the cars that players can access right away in the game. Not as powerful as the Toyota 86, but it is lighter than the Toyota 86, so it is just as nimble. Aside from its standard models, there are also racing-specific versions of it, and most notable one is the one included in iRacing, where it is already included in your subscription of the game. Next up is the Nissan Silvia. I would recommend the latest version, the S15 and its turbo variant. I would have recommended the Nissan GTR or the Skyline GTR in this list, but that car may be too heavy and too powerful for some drivers. If one wants to step up from the first 2 cars I've mentioned, the Nissan Silvia is pretty much the next logical step. It has more grunt than the Toyota 86, but it is not as heavy as a Nissan Skyline GTR, weighing at around only 1,400 kilograms depending on the model. Also, it should be noted that the Nissan Silvia is a favorite for drifters, so if you would like to focus on drifting, then this is a good starter car. If you prefer front-wheel drives, then the Honda Civic Type R is the car for you. The more recent racing games usually feature the latest Honda Civic Type Rs, which are around 305-310 horsepower, but personally I would like to recommend the iconic EK9. It only has around 197 horsepower, so it's not too powerful, making it ideal for beginners who prefer front-wheel drive cars. The Honda Civic being a front-wheel drive car makes it ideal for drivers who want to master front-end grip management. The Civic EK9 has been available in every Gran Turismo game since the first one, as well as a free mod for games like Assetto Corsa, R-Factor, R-Factor 2, you name it. Lastly, if you would like to focus on open-wheel racing, look no further than the Tatus open-wheel cars. Now, there are many models of the Tatus open wheel cars, such as the FA01 available as a base content in Assetto Corsa, and then there are a bunch of Tatus open wheel cars available as a workshop item for R-Factor 2. In either case, the Tatus open wheel cars are very light, very aerodynamic, so it is very planted to drive around the track, making it very ideal for those who are looking to focus on the open wheel discipline. On factory settings, braking on these kind of cars may be a challenge though. So for beginners, I would recommend enabling the ABS for a while until you get to master the car. And those are the top 5 cars that I would personally recommend for beginners in sim racing. Now, I'm sure you may have other cars in mind, but these are the cars that are most common in many racing games recently. Let us know in the comments below what other cars you would recommend to beginners, or what were the cars that you loved to drive the most when you started in sim racing early. For more updates and announcements, make sure to check out our social media pages on Facebook and Instagram, and our website at legionofracers.com.